Hello everyone, Silverconundrum here. I come to you today with a question. A question that must be asked. But first, I'd like to take the time to say thank you to all the new subscribers and thank you to everyone else who is helping push the channel. Guys, without you, nothing that I am doing is even possible. So I greatly appreciate all your help. So here's the question that I want to ask you guys. Do you practice what you preach? Well, the reason why I ask this is I have a subscriber. His name is Silver Django. He started off with a whole 8 ounces of silver, and he started asking me questions. Should he sell? Should he buy? And like I explained to him, it's all up to you. I am not a financial advisor. I don't claim to be. I don't even pretend to be. And I always tell him what I do. And he's up to 12 ounces now. So basically, he bought an extra 50% and his stack has grown by that much. Now, an extra 4 ounces doesn't seem like a lot of money for some people, but it is. Especially when you expand your stack by 50%. So, he asked me, would it be a smart idea to sell his stack and then progress from there and buy more with his profits? And I asked him directly, are you hurting for money? And he said no. My reply was, then I wouldn't sell. But he was adamant about wanting to make profits on it. So this way he can buy at least an extra ounce of silver with whatever he could get. And I was trying to explain to him, if you take your profits right now, who's to say silver doesn't skyrocket overnight while you're asleep? Look at what it's done today. When I went to bed this morning at 5:45, which I got off work a little bit early, got some sleep. When I woke up today, silver was at 27.40 something an ounce. When I went to bed last night, it was at 26 and some change. If he was to do that, he would lose money in the long run. And at this time, you cannot buy silver in some places for less than 30 bucks an ounce, depending on where you go. And some coin stores don't have it to sell. And I was trying to explain to him, you know, you could actually lose ounces by you selling it and trying to capitalize on it this early in the game. And he understood what I was trying to say, thank God. But there's a lot of us out there that would be like, yeah, go ahead and sell it and just take your profits and run. So we need to learn to practice what we preach. If it's something that you would do, then do it. Walk your walk, talk your talk. But don't tell somebody to do something that you personally would not do. Everything that we do as a community is a reflection upon us as a community. If we tell somebody that we're going to go do something, our word should be our bond. We don't need to go back on what we say or what we do. We need to be honest with one another, especially with one another. I mean, if we've already awakened to the fact that, hey, everybody's lying to us, the last thing we need to do is lie to each other. We're trying to get away from that. And what we need to do is have a sense of enlightenment amongst each other. Guys, gals, excuse me, we have to face reality. And reality is, tomorrow, all the Federal Reserve banks from around the world, or central banks from around the world, are getting together to discuss our financial futures in fiat currencies. Let this sink in. They control the amount of currency flow, the interest rates. Some countries have already gone to in cryptocurrencies like China, Venezuela. Do you know who owns the most debt in the United States? And I'm being serious. China and Japan owns the most debt of the United States. Let that sink in. It's scary out there, guys. Go down the rabbit hole sometime. It's actually been talked about with with China using our debt as a weapon against us. Flooding the markets with our debt to cripple the US dollar. Just the talks about it could hurt us just the stock markets themselves. If we're stocking precious metals, it doesn't bother us not one bit. However, our mothers, our fathers, our brothers, our sisters, our neighbors, our co-workers, it could affect them. In return, that would affect us. Well, how so, you might ask? Well, because that means their currency cannot buy them the things that they could yesterday. Which means if a hungry man is going to do desperate things to feed his family, and if he sees that you have something that he needs, and he's going to be regretful that he's going to do what he has to do to feed his family. But if he sees you as an easy target, a soft target, he's going to do what he has to do to feed his family. Whether that means he has to take from you or take from somebody else, it happens. It has happened throughout history, people. You need to realize we don't really want to see a damaged dollar. We don't want to see a damaged economy. We just want to see things made right. We want people to be enlightened that, hey, that fiat currency is just that. It's fiat. It's fake. Once these people come out and they start realizing what's going on, there's going to be a whole lot of things that goes around, and we are all going to be in trouble because of it. You guys have to realize there is nothing that we can do that's going to stop what's coming. Only thing we can do is be prepared. And I've said it before in the past. Come around September, October, November time frame, we're going to start seeing foreclosures. We're going to start seeing evictions. Hell, guys, some of the stores have already started foreclosing on their tenants because they failed to pay their rent. We have stores where I live at that have big for sale signs, big for lease signs in the windows now. And they haven't even removed all their products out of the store yet. Let all that sink in. If these are stores doing this, and it's only been about 5-6 months, and these stores are running out of currency, what's going to happen with your house, with your neighbors' houses? What about jobs? Why is the unemployment rate so high still? Why is the stock market doing so good? Sit back and ask yourself these questions. Because that's a legitimate question. Well, if we have all these people out of work, who's spending the money? Who's doing what? How can all of these things be done the way they're being done, and at the same time, nothing is being bought? So who's buying it? Who is doing it? That's something you have to ask, because it doesn't make any sense until you sit back and look at what the Federal Reserve is doing. When you realize they're printing off so much currency and they're buying debt, guys, then you start to see the bigger picture. And then that rolls me back into what I said earlier. We have to practice what we preach. If we preach that, hey, buying silver and precious metals is a way to hedge against all the inflation that's coming, then we need to be literally vocal about what we're doing. You don't got to tell people that you have 1,000 ounces in the bank. You don't got to tell, and by the bank, I mean you're safe, just so you know. You should be your own personal bank, but that's a subject for another day, and there's videos out there on it. X-Pac Stacker and I have actually been talking about that in some of our videos, so you can backtrack and go to his channel and check out the first one, and I have the second one on my channel. I suggest you guys go listen to them. Sorry, I digress. But if we practice what we preach, we're telling people, hey, hedge against what's coming. It's going to come, whether you like it or not. Guys, if we don't prepare and we don't do our due diligence to tell people what's going on, what's the point of us preparing for ourselves? I know we're going to be saving our family, but if your neighbor's hungry and your friends are hungry and your other side of your extended family is hungry and they go without, are you really going to let them go without? Or are you going to bend over backwards to help them too, a little bit as you can? The truth of the matter is, you're going to bend over backwards and help them with what you can. Because you wouldn't be how do I put this? You're not a monster. You're not cruel. You're not like those in power right now that don't give two rats turds about us. You are better than they are. You're going to see that your family, friends, and neighbors have something to eat if you have the means to do it. And you can probably shake your head and say, no, they didn't help prepare themselves. Not my problem. But you know what? When you see their kids are hungry, and you see that dad has a choice to either A, come and take it from you, or you have a choice at A or B, you can say, hey, I have a little extra groceries here, feed the family a little bit. You're going to choose option B. Why? Because you have a heart, you have a soul. You're going to take care of everybody that you can. Otherwise, you wouldn't have woken up to the fact that precious metals are an answer. They're an answer to a problem. So guys, practice what we preach. We preach truth. We preach that precious metals is an answer to a fake currency. So we don't need to be fake ourselves. We need to be truthful with one another. Be truthful with your friends as far as trying to educate them a little bit. And don't force it down their throat. It's just like anything else. If you force somebody into it, you're going to push them away. Ease into a conversation. If it goes political, guess what? Speak softly with them. Ease into it. Baby steps. You can be an ambassador for change. You just have to go about it all special ways with each individual person. But anyway, guys, I'm going to get out of here. Just practice what we preach. We don't need to lie, cheat, or steal, especially to each other. Let's get out there and educate everybody. Let's do our best to help our fellow neighbors, our brothers, our friends. If you like the message you're hearing today, please like, share, and subscribe. I have a list of channels down below that I highly recommend you check out. There's a lot of good information there, guys. These people want nothing from you. They don't want $1 from you. They don't even want a nickel. What they do want is your best interest. They want to help educate you. You have people out there like X-Pac Stacker, Anna T, Silver Game of Thrones. I mean, the list goes on. And as I come up with new people that I'm willing to say, hey, yeah, your message is worth listening to, I'll add them to my list. Guys, there's people out there who care, and they're genuine about what they care about. Give them a chance. Listen to them. Their word is bond. Anyway, I'm out of here. You guys have a great day. Catch y'all on the next one.